Last week was Bandai Card Fest and we got a ton of news about the game. News about the next 6 leader for the start decks, as well as some information on them. And also skipping OP08, we got news about OP09, which is gonna be the anniversary set. Hello everyone, welcome to Anything Geek. My name is Zero and we're gonna start with the starter decks. We got the design and effect of the starter deck 14, which is gonna be the 3-day/2 years. And the leader is gonna be a Monkey D. Luffy, a black Monkey D. Luffy to be more precise, from the Straw Hat crew. And an effect that is done X1, you can give all your character +1 cost. And also if you control a cost high or higher character, this leader gain +1000 power. And of course it might not seem like much, just say it like that, but it is at least a good sign that they are rethinking effects and being creative with them, because now we can plus cost cards and who knows what they're gonna come up with that mechanic. So that is already very interesting for the starter deck 14th. Sadly, for the global version of the game, we're not gonna have this until mid-2024 at the very least, but it's still something to be hyped about. Continuing on with leaders, we have actually all the leaders for starter deck 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. Those are gonna be the leaders displayed right here on the screen. So we're gonna have Edward Newgate, Uta, Doflamingo, Luffy, Smoker and Katakuri, and yes, the colors are the color of the leader. Now that's a strange concept that they're coming up with, but it might be very interesting. So those leaders are going to be reprints of leaders that we already had in past set. Edward Newgate, it's the one from OP02. Uta, the green Uta, she's gonna be the Uta from the starter deck 11. Doflamingo is gonna be the blue Doflamingo from OP01. Purple Luffy is gonna be the purple Luffy from OP05. Smoker is gonna be the black Smoker from OP02. And Katakuri is gonna be the yellow Katakuri from OP03. And yes, those are reprints, but at least they are alternate art, so there's always that incentive to go and buy those decks, but also the deck itself is gonna be brand new cards. So they are just gonna be using leaders that are already established in the game to build decks around that and create new cards around that. And don't worry about knowing which cards are going to be in the deck, because since for Japan this go out sooner than for us, we're going to have all the lists of all those decks way before we need to worry about buying those decks. And actually those decks have been announced for the 15th of July 2024, which is going to be towards the end of the block for the Japanese version, meaning that we're probably going to see this for the West around November this year. But that's just a prediction, that's not an official information. Anyway, I think this is super cool. You can have a new spin on those classical leaders that we have, and at least the entire deck is not reprints like it was for starter deck 11. And yes, we're definitely talking about leaders today because they've also announced those strange things that you see right now on the screen. Those are like sound volume cards, leader, whatever. I don't really know. Nobody don't really know what this is. They just showed it, but we didn't had any demonstration or whatever. It's supposed to be like a very thick leader card sleeve. You can see this on the screen, and you would like put your leaders in it, and then you have sound effects coming from that sort of big sleeve, whatever. But we don't know the sound effect that they're going to be included. We don't know the language of those sound effects. Is it going to be just Japanese? Is it coming to the West? We don't know. All we know is that both of those sound machine things for leaders are going to come with reprints of some leaders. The first one is going to come with a reprint of the purple Luffy from OP05, and the second one is going to come with the reprint of NL from OP05 as well. We also know the price. It's going to be around 3,500 yen. That's kind of around $25, maybe a bit less, 23 I think. And yeah, we don't know if this is going to be purchasable around here or even in the US. We just know it's gonna be purchasable in Japan, so if you want to order one that is Japanese, you can totally do so. And I think that's very cool, those kind of new way to experience the game by customizing your leader further. We had this with a little statue at some point that they've put out, but it never got around here. It was stuck in Japan, so we will have to see if this is making its way over here in the global version, or if this stays just a Japanese exclusive. And that was also the case with this display case, and it's not like it's region locked. You don't have a card with this, you just have a stand, an acrylic stand, where you can put a leader and put it on display. This never got around here, it was stuck over in Japan, and if you want some, you need to order this from Japan, and it's not available here. Hey, quickly before we move on, if this video is at the very least entertaining to you, consider subscribing to the channel. We talk about the One Piece card game, anime, video games and all that good stuff, so if that's your jam, you're in the right place. Also, the more the merrier, so make sure to share this video with your friends. And if you really want to support this channel, memberships are now available, so check them out. But now we're actually on to the biggest piece of news from this video, and that's the announcement of the anniversary set. OP09 will feature the 4 Emperors, not the formers, the new ones. So that's Buggy, Shanks, Teach and Luffy Gear 5. And of course, as always, the Japanese version of the game has an anniversary date that is different than ours, because they actually started the game way earlier than we did, and that set is scheduled for the end of August in Japan. It is gonna be the anniversary set for the 2nd year, so we can expect some great things from it, and given the theme, I really hope we're gonna have all the cards that we see here as leaders, Gear 5 Luffy, Teach, Shanks and Buggy. It will be so cool. Actually, Shanks is a very prominent character in the One Piece franchise, and we haven't had a leader card for him. Teach is also very central, and Buggy was introduced fairly early in the story, yet he just got character cards and that's it. So I have high hopes for some leader cards in that set, but we're just gonna have to see all the information that will be given to us as time goes on. And so you can expect this to be all set for December, so you know already the release date for it, even though it's not officially announced. It's the anniversary set. The anniversary set of the global version is in December. This is gonna come out in December. It's not rocket science. But perhaps the most surprising thing that they announced was also a second set. So we're getting 2 booster sets by the end of the block, and this set is gonna be a bit particular. So the name of the set is actually One Piece The Best, and it's gonna go out on sale for Japan on the 27th of July for 2024. And what I understand was this is a reprint set. So this is gonna be many past popular cards reprinted with new alternate art. We don't have a nomination for this set. We don't know if this is gonna be an extra booster set like EB01 and this is gonna be EB02. It's not an OP06, 7 or whatever, because we already know those up until OP09. So we don't know what's gonna be the nomination for this set, or if all the cards in this reprint set are gonna have the former set nomination that was on the card. For instance, if we have in this booster set, because we don't know which cards they are, so that's purely theoretical. If we have Zoro from OP01, the leader, let's say leader Zoro from OP01, does the card in the reprint set will have OP01001, or does it gonna have its own set nomination? We don't know that yet. All we know is that those cards are mainly gonna be reprints, and those are reprints from former alternate art and from former very good cards, popular cards that were used throughout all the former sets. Now, also theoretically, because I'm trying to get the date in advance, since this is going out at the end of July, which is the month right before the anniversary set for the Japanese version of the game, we can probably expect this to go out on sale around start of November, which was initially, like last year, this was our release date for all the gifts collection and the starter deck 10. So we don't know yet if this is gonna take those slots or not, but it was kind of expected that we will get something in November right before the end of the block. So we're just gonna have to see for the time being. We don't really know any more information about this, but that's already fairly a lot. Because now we know all the starter decks up until starter deck 20, and we know 2 booster sets actually are coming to the game, and it's actually the anniversary set, and I'm waiting fairly a bit for this. Of course, those are all the products that have been announced and that are coming for the rest of this block. But during this tournament, there was also some news that was announced for the current meta of the game, mainly the banning of some cards, and I do plan to make a video on this, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notification because this video is coming sometimes later in this week. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. If you see here, that means the video was at the very least entertaining to you, so please leave a like, consider the memberships as well. This is brand new for the channel, so if this is something that is interesting to you, go check them out. But even if membership is not your thing, maybe just subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you never miss anything geek. Bye guys.